right? What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Software Explorations. I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph, and if you do not know by now, or if you are new here, we are certainly engineered to win. That is what we do here. That is our prime focus. The theme of 2024 is focus, getting to accomplish all of your goals. All right. So today is Sunday, February 11th, 2024, right? We are going to be diving into Terraform some more, focused on the application load balancer. We had it's last week that was really tripping us up. We got the ACM, the Amazon Certificate Manager or AWS Certificate Manager set up and everything connected to our Elastic Beanstalk. However, we ran into a little bit of trouble with the Elastic Beanstalk creating the classic load balancer as opposed to the application load balancer. So we are going to focus our time now today putting together the application load balancer in Terraform and then trying to apply it, like trying to connect that to our Elastic Beanstalk, all right? So that's going to be our plan for today. But, before we go any further, let's take care of some housekeeping. So let's do this. What I always love to do at the beginning of the show, I want to say thank you to all of my newest subscribers, as well as all of my current subscribers who's been with me for a while now. So a good shout out to you guys. And I always want to give a big salute to my tech barbarians and my tech prodigy members and the tech explorers, all of those people in the Patreon who are putting in work every single day, who are finding additional help and guidance on their journey in the tech field, whether they've been in there for a while, a little bit of a time, or they are looking to transition into it. I love to see the work that they're doing and the progress that they're doing. Like I honestly, I'm always looking for opportunities to plug them into different maybe startups or ways that they can level up their skills. And on my end as well, always coming up with different ideas so that they can continue to grow and contribute to applications, right? Because I'll tell you this, right? I am at a point that I'm not doing projects anymore just for the fun of it. If I'm going to be building a project, it's going to be deployed. I'm going to put it out there for users and stuff like that. And on that journey, right, I am more than happy to give my tech barbarians opportunity to learn and to participate on that, and then, from there, we'll figure out where we go next, But, if you were tuning in the other days, like in the morning, we're working on Flutter, and I got so much progress done on the time cost calculator that we're going to talk about that tomorrow morning. But I'm in the process of pushing it to the Android, the Google Play Store, and I'm waiting for Google to approve my developer account, and then I'm also waiting for Apple to approve my developer account, so then we can push it to the Apple Store, right? To the App Store. So and all this came together in like a matter of a few days, you know. So we're going to be talking about that. Not that exactly tomorrow, but in the Canon conversation. But we're going to go through a little bit of details, and then I'll eventually make a video about the process of getting the apps deployed to the various app stores. It's one thing to be able to create the app on, like, you know, in the IDE using Flutter, using Dart, and use the emulators and stuff like that. You can even put it on, if you have an Android, you can even put it on your phone, right? But then once like the process of getting it into these actual stores, you have to go through some, you know, there's some hoops, right? It's not too bad, but you know, it's a thing, right? So it was an amazing experience, and now I'm ready for going back to uh, the original app I was planning on doing, as well as coming up with ideas for some new apps as well. So it's gonna be fun. It is definitely gonna be fun what we're going to get into on this journey. But today we will never abandon our work in Terraform, in our quest to DevOps. We are like, my idea, my plan, right? Because although, like, on paper, you know, if you look at my resume, it says QA engineer, right? But I want to be able to do anything, and I know that I'm able to do anything, right? Which goes along with the question asked in the title, like, who are your heroes, right? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I wanted to say that, like, I just want to be capable of pivoting and transitioning to whatever I need to do to accomplish whatever I need to. Like, you know, because the things that I'm learning now, I have, like, if I need to apply it at work, then no problem. The things that I work at work, that I learn at work, if I need to apply them to the things I'm doing here, no problem, you know? Everything is a learning opportunity, and that's what I want you guys to understand. Things happen in life, but if you're still alive, then it didn't defeat you, right? If you're still alive, you haven't been defeated. And sometimes, even if you're not anymore, that doesn't mean you lost. All right? So, anyways, let's move on. So, like I said, thank you to all the newest subscribers, all the existing subscribers. Shout out to my tech barbarians. You guys are awesome. All right, now let's jump into the live show schedule. We have Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have our morning show, Coffee and Kata, at 7:15 a.m. We are focusing in the morning now. So in the morning, we look at some news articles, like maybe 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4, and then we jump into our coding. So we were doing coding exercises. However, I have pivoted that to something that is more useful to me and to you, right? Because, you know, coding challenges are fun and stuff. Like, I love Chaos Camp. The Code Wars was cool, but like, I always want to be building, right? I always want to be building, because to me, the way that I'm going to level up my skills is by challenging myself through building. And, you know, tomorrow morning, I'll talk about it a little bit more, but all the challenges, like, I ended up going to sleep this morning around like 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m., because I was determined to unblock myself from being at a point where Google's not waiting for me. I'm waiting for them to approve me, and then I can just go and get my beta testers, right? So it's, you know, so finding things that is always going to be adding value, that is going to produce and, you know, make you, like, generate income, make you profitable, you know? So that's the goal, right? So that's why in the morning we pivoted to learning Flutter and Dart and stuff like that. And everything that we're doing, every single thing that we're doing, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, whether it's Thursday nights, whether it's Sunday afternoons, and anytime in between, it is for growth. It is for winning. It is to, you know, make more money.
Money.
right? Make more money. Money isn't everything, but it's a lot. All right. It's a lot. All right. So that is our morning shows. Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations. We are still going through Terraform. Hopefully we can get past this application load balancer today, and then we can move on to another part of Terraform next week. And then we have Tuesday nights, our Q&A sessions. We are going live with Socks this coming Tuesday at 8 p.m. I am going to schedule the stream and we're going to schedule the stream. I'll be going live around 7:30, around the time I normally go live. And we're going to join Socks at 8 on his channel. And we are going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about Socks University. We are currently in beta testing right now, working out all the kinks so that we can give you the best experience there is. All right. Then Thursday nights, we have software explorations. We are still going through. So right now, like we were doing automation on Calculus Coder's app, Free Mind Recovery. And we have everything automated, right? We have 2 flows automated, the login and the registration and the login. But now what we're doing is we are refactoring. We are, and guess what? Remember, we did it in Selenium, Cypress, and Playwright. So now we're refactoring our code to make it putting it into the page object model, making it clean, making it reusable, all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be working on this coming Thursday. We got it all working in all of the tools and the frameworks, and now we're just going to enhance it. We're going to refactor, make it better, make it higher. Like not higher, like higher, but higher HIRE quality, right? So like somebody say, oh, this is good code, and they would want to bring you on the team. Because the way it looks right now, I wouldn't even hire myself if I was to present that code, Nope. Like we got to make it better, okay? So one more time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, coffee and kata in the morning at 7:15 a.m. We're going to be focusing on Flutter, building mobile apps. Sunday afternoons, software explorations, we're doing Terraform. Tuesday nights are Q&A sessions. This coming Tuesday, Stocks and I are going live to have cybersecurity Q&A night. Thursday nights, we have software explorations. We are focused on automating and refactoring we're going to be refactoring the automation code on Calculus Coder's app, Free Mind Recovery. Okay, so shout out to our live show schedule. Next up, we have our pre-recorded content on Mondays. We have Candid Conversations. This coming Monday, tomorrow, February 12th, we're going to be talking about basically why you're not winning, right? Why you're not winning. We're going to talk about that, okay? Wednesdays, we have software explorations, concept and overviews. This coming Wednesday. This is coming by a request in one of my comments, right? So, maybe when I first started the channel, I did a presentation on QA engineering and QA and what is a QA engineer. I recently revamped that presentation, and I presented it to the Grammar Hub Discord group on a Monday night. They have meetings every Monday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then, so I'm going to represent that, but I made some adjustments, some modifications, and I added some slides about, in the comments, someone asked what is a difference between a QA tester and a QA engineer, and some interview ideas for junior QAs, right? So we're going to talk about that on this coming Wednesday, but Wednesdays are dedicated to software explorations, concept and overviews. And then Fridays, we have the bug bite. This past Friday, we're talking about, what were we talking about this past Friday? We're talking about something with Tesla. About the, is there a potential recall a massive recall that's going to happen on Tesla? We're going to find out. But this coming Friday, we're going to be talking about the Waymo accident that happened a Waymo accident just a few days ago. It hit a cyclist, right? So we're gonna read about that and investigate that, see how that went. So that is the pre-recorded, and then throughout the week we release shorts as well as our Q&A clips Monday through Friday. All right, so that is the plan. That's our pre-recorded. One more time real quick: Mondays, Candid Conversations; Wednesdays, software explorations, concepts and overviews; and then Fridays, the bug bite, and then we have shorts and the additional content of the Q&A clips that we release throughout the week. Okay, so that is our pre-recorded content, right? Our pre-recorded content, our live content, so much content every single day. We have something coming out. Now, I normally do this right before I start coding, but I am thirsty. I got this can yesterday. It says no days off, right? And this one it's sparkling, but it's just water, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But let me pop it open right now. Let's see how this goes. It's just sparkling water, nothing special about it. But I do like the can. I like the name though. Talk about marketing, right? No days off. And if you see my eyes, I like so. Like I said, I went to sleep around 5:36 a.m. this morning, getting this stuff into the app store. Woke up around 8:30, like 8:30 ish to go play basketball. Played basketball with the guys for a little bit. Came back, worked a little bit more. So you see my eyes, I'm a little bit tired, but like the can says, no days off. All right. So we gotta get to work. We gotta keep on pushing. All right. We got like as the Bun B song said, we gotta keep pushing. Okay. So let's get into it. Next up on our agenda, I just want to mention that about the Grammar Hub Discord, right? It's a very cool network of people. Like they have weekly meetings, right? I told you, I just did I did a presentation on what QA engineering is in the Grammar Hub Discord this past Monday. So they have meetings every Monday. You can come in, you can learn something new. They can review your resume for you. They can prepare you for interview, and it's a great networking. Like every Monday, they have you drop your LinkedIn in the chat for anybody to go ahead and add you as a connection on LinkedIn, right? So it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm gonna drop the information and the link to join the Discord in the chat so that you can do yourself a favor and join that Discord so that you can start winning today, right? So go ahead and join the Grammar Hub Discord. Let them know that Tech Coach Ralph sent you, right? And that you're here to level up and you're here to win, okay? And the link will be circulating in the chat throughout the afternoon. Look, so many times we put other people ahead of us, right? It's time to do what's in your best interest. Sign up for the Patreon, sign up for the Grammar Hub Discord, you know, put yourself first, all right? Put yourself first, okay? So that's that. And then Chaos Camp challenges. If you are QA or even a developer or whatever, right? And you want to challenge yourself, go ahead to the Chaos Camp challenges and do like an automation challenge. Like we're doing the open AI testing challenge, all that. Like go and check it out. The link is going to be in the chat. And let me post it as well. Let me post it. Let's post that to the chat, right? Go ahead and check out the Chaos Camp GitHub repo and, do something productive, right? Do something productive. Like I don't even know how many. I've done maybe like 5 Chaos Camp challenges, So the link is going to be in the chat throughout the afternoon. And go ahead and check out my guy's Sox's YouTube channel. I'll put that link in the chat as well. We like very, very soon. I think we're aiming for March 1st that Sox University is going to be out to the public. We're going through beta testing right now, like I said. We're going to talk about it some more on Tuesday for the Q&A night, for cybersecurity Q&A night, so you can see what it has to offer you. Like I'll tell you this right now, right? Everyone who signs up, for even at the lowest plan, you get a dedicated like access, your own access to a VPN. What in the world was that? What in the world was that? Did you guys hear that? Or is that just me? Weird. Anyways, let's keep going. What I was saying was you get access to a VPN and a virtual machine that you can do your work on, all right? So, oh, look at that. We have my guy Mitch in the chat. What's going on, Mitch? Shout out to you, Mitch. Mitch is not a person of many words, but they are powerful words. All right. So what's going on, Mitch? Thank you for being here. It's always amazing to connect with you. So thank you so much. I am just going through the agenda before we get into some topics of discussion, and then we're going to get to work on our Terraform and try to figure this stuff out and keep it moving because we have goals. I know the Super Bowl is coming up. What time does it start? At 6 o'clock? I have no plans on watching the Super Bowl. I'm going to be working, might take a nap. Might take a nap. So let's Mitch does bad a few words. I like that. You see, I think that might be the most I've ever seen Mitch say in the chat, to be honest with you. Like whether it's my chat or of Joseph's chat at Technique Tips, it's always like yes and like straight to the point. Right? And hey, sometimes you got to be concise. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's hilarious. All right, so did I put the link for socks yet? I didn't. Let me put that in now. And go ahead and subscribe to Socks. We're gonna have cybersecurity night. Tune in on my channel or on his channel. Have some fun. We always have a great time when we hang out with Socks, talking about cybersecurity stuff, getting all your questions answered, and we can go from there. Okay. All right. Those are our announcements for the show. And while you're here, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. If you need one-on-one personalized coaching, tutoring, mentoring, whatever the case may be, and you don't want someone who's just going to tell you what you want to hear, you want someone who's going to push you and who's going to make sure that you are on track and that you're not just lollygagging around. Because if you're lollygagging, Jesus Christ. If you are lollygagging around and you're not serious, then I'll drop you, right? Because I keep the price so low because I don't really need your money for that, right? But if you are serious, then I will dedicate more than the time that it says there into helping you get better and level up, because I want you to win. All right. So that is the goal. And then, as well, there is channel membership if you want to join. I'm going to be posting some of the screenshots from building the app and, some things from building the app to the members only on the channel. I think I'll leave like those behind the scene stuff to the members only section on YouTube, and we'll go from there. Okay. So that is the plan. That is what we're up to. Okay. Now we are going to transition to the next part of the show. What do we have up next? All right. I have some new equipment that I got in that's going to be not necessarily for this office, but more for like when I have to move around and work in different locations. And we're gonna open that together to see what we got coming in. But before we do that, I wanted to read a passage from one of my most favorite books of all time, The Clean Coder by Robert C. Martin. Highly recommend that book, as well as Clean Code and probably all the Clean series, right? Clean Architecture, Clean Code. I was listening to Clean Architecture, but I have to get back to it because it's hard listening to books while doing other stuff, right? And I want to read this passage real quick. So probably do these in a series, right? Let's see. Let's start with let me see what the one is before this one. So this comes from chapter 4 about coding. And this section is called, let's go with help, right? So it says, programming is hard. The younger you are, the less you believe this. That's a fact. After all, it's just a bunch of ifs and while statements, but as you gain experience, you begin to realize that the way you combine those ifs and whiles statement is critically important. You can't just slather them together and hope for the best. Rather, you have to carefully partition the system into small, understandable units that have as little to do with each other as possible, and that's hard. Programming is hard. In fact, that is beyond the capability of one person to do well. No matter how skilled you are, you will certainly benefit from another programmer's thoughts and ideas. So, pretty much, we have to help each other, right? Have to give insight. A lot of people, they work in like a silo and stuff like that, and some people don't even like to test their work. whether it's dev testing, unit testing, whatever the case may be, right? We need to work together, because if we want good software done right, we need to help each other out, right? And that's one of the reasons that I do like Grammar Hub, and I'm talking to one of the leaders over there on how I can plug in and provide some more assistance. They was telling me that one of the teams, I'm not 100% sure yet what we're gonna do, but one of the teams needs some help, so I'm gonna plug in with them to see what's going on, and hopefully I can get them on the show as well, so they can like, because when I talk about Grammar Hub, I give it in a very quick thing, but I would love to get them on the show, and they can go into details about what Grammar Hub is, how it got started, what like how it can help you, and that you can go ahead and you can join, and you can go along for the ride as well. All right. So that is what we are. So that's the plan, right? But it's all about. It goes very well with this help section, right? So let me read the next section, and then we'll leave the other part for maybe next week, right? So it says, helping others is the next section. Because of this, it is a responsibility of programmers to be available to help each other. It is a violation of professional ethics to sequester yourself in a cubicle or office and refuse the queries of others. Your work is not so important that you cannot lend some of your time to help others. Indeed, as a professional, you are honor bound to offer that help whenever it is needed. This does not mean you don't need some alone time. Of course you do. But you have to be fair and polite about it. For example, you can let it be known that between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon, you should not be bothered, but from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., your door is open. You should be conscious of the status of your teammates. If you see someone who appears to be in trouble, you should offer your help. You will likely be quite surprised at the profound effect your help can have. If it's not that you are so much smarter than others, it's just that a fresh perspective can be a profound catalyst for solving problems. And that is so, so true, because like you'll be it'll be like you're working on something, right? And then it's like, oh, did you see this? I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. And boom, everything flows from there, you know? So definitely agree with that point. And it says, when you help someone, sit down and write code together. Plan to spend the better part of an hour or more. It may take less than that, but you don't want to appear to be rushed. Resign yourself to the task and give it a solid effort. You can likely come away having learned more than you gave. Awesome. I love Robert T. Martin, Uncle Bob. And then next time we'll pick up on the next section that talks about being helped and mentoring. All right. So let's put that to the side now, and let's move over to, let's get into the packages real quick, right? Let me see. Let me open these packages and see what we have going on. Let me see what these are. All right, so we got because this is gonna be for like when I have to stream or record in different locations. So I have a what do you call it? A USB-C to USB-A. One of these things. I have like a bunch of these already, right? But this one is like USB-C to plug into the MacBook, and then I can plug in the different devices for USB-A into it. So that's gonna be super helpful, because like if you saw behind the desk over here, I have like and then in the other office where my my wife is working on video editing, there's another series of that over there too. So yeah, I mean, gotta put the whole family to work, you know. So we have that. All right. The other thing that we have here is this 4K UHD webcam called Emit. All right. So I'm gonna try that out probably after the stream. See how how the lighting is and everything like that. And we might even try this out on the stream as well. We shall see, right? So Going to let me open it up real quick, see how it looks in there. Because the camera that I have now, it's kind of fixed. Like it's on a tripod, not a tripod, but on a boom arm. But it's like plugged to the wall because I don't like when it's on the desk and the desk shakes and then like the whole camera starts to shake. So I try to keep that away from the desk and like, away from touching anything, so that when I move and stuff like that, it doesn't affect it. All right. So take a look at this camera real quick. This is the Emit Smart Cam S600. Right. I stream from, I stream and record from a Nextgo 4K. The reason I went with the Nextgo 4K is because it had a remote control, so I'm able to control like my zoom in and my movement that way. But with this one, I don't think I'll necessarily have to be moving it that much. And it has a this one has like where you can like turn to show and hide like the lens. But yeah, so it's just gonna go on top of the computer, like on the top of the laptop like that, and then it plugs with USB C. So it's probably a, let me see. It's probably in here. And I can probably even use it as well for like different angles and stuff like that. So we'll see. There's gonna be some more possibilities to it, but the number one reason was to be able to move around, shoot in different positions and stuff. Yeah. So this is so perfect. USB C goes to the back of the camera, and then it's gonna plug right into the USB A that we ordered. So after the stream, I'm going to put it together, see how that goes. Always upgrading, trying to give the best quality. Like, and that's the thing with me, right? Because one of my favorite content creators, he's like, all you really got to do is, like when you're making good content, all you have to do is like the video quality and stuff like that. It's not the most important, which I agree, but like just the QA in me, I always have to like it's hard for me to like see one little thing that's not like I've re-rendered a whole video before just because I was unhappy by like one frame. I'm getting a little bit better from that OCD part, right? But that's what it is, right? So let me see what else we got. All right, so what's in this box? Okay, so I liked the Keychron K2 keyboard so much that I ended up getting the K3 Pro, right? This one is with the L switches, right? Because it is a lot lighter and it's a lot quieter, so it is going to be a lot easier to go to different locations with it, throw it in the backpack and stuff like that. And while I pretty much have this the Keychron um with the blue switches pretty much fixing the office now, right? It's and I really like it, right? I really love it, but just to like be a little bit more able to move around, I'm going to be using this one for working in different locations and for recording and like everything we do is work, everything is business. So like if I am at a different location or if I'm traveling or whatever the case may be, I can just work more efficiently. So that's what we're doing here. See how it looks real quick. Open it up. Let's see here. It is light. It is very, very light, actually. Ooh, I kind of like it. Let me see. I like it. This is it right here, right? That's it right there, right? My coworker told me about it, and but I like the louder keys when I'm like really trying to focus. Like it's like the sound of like the tapping when I'm really focused. It really helps me stay focused and stuff like that, right? But let me show you this one real quick. We can do a quick comparison to so this is the one that I have in the office, right? Um, and if we see if I can lay them on top of each other, right? So the K3 is slightly smaller, but it's a lot lighter. It's this the this one, the new one is about maybe a pound and a half, while this one is like 3 pounds, right? So it's gonna be very convenient, very efficient for moving around and stuff like that, right? So we put that to the side. I'll get it set up after the show. And there's one more box that I have no idea what that is. It might not even be for me. Let me see. Yeah, that last box is not mine. All right, cool. That is for I think it's for my mom or something. All right. So we are done with our unboxing. I will not open her package. And we'll go from there. Okay, so let's keep go. Oh, forgot to plug it back in. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yeah. So when I plugged it back in, there was a big power jump. When I plugged the keyboard back in, and it turned the monitors off as well as unplugged the microphone. But we're back. We are back. But that's the equipment they're working with. That's I the type like it's important, right? That when you work in this type of wrong button. Let's go here, here. Oh my god, I keep doing it. I keep trying to press the move button. All right, cool. There we go. So it's important, like you have the right equipment, so you can be you're at your best to be the most efficient. So that's why I'm always like trying to tinker and see how can I be a little bit more effective. All right. So let's move on to the next section. Right. I want to have a quick little discussion with you, right? About who are your heroes? How do we define a hero? Because when we were a kid, we're always trying to look up to somebody, right? Remember, I think it was Charles Barkley. He had a commercial like, "I am not your hero, I'm not your role model," and stuff like that, which is true, right? But as kids, we don't really know, right? And even as adults, we find people that we latch on to. Like I see like these different interviews and stuff like that, and people they're so passionate behind some celebrity in one way, or they're picking sides and stuff like that. And I'm always like, why are these people your heroes? And even it can go like even much closer, right? It could be some people they have their parent as a hero, or an uncle, an aunt, who knows, right? Like, and I'm really like, when I ask myself, who are my heroes? Who is my hero? Is it some person from the past? Is it like maybe some civil rights leader or some activist or something like that? Honestly, and this is like, and this is how I'm able to navigate and survive, right? I only have one hero. And who's that hero? That hero is me. I am my own hero. I am my greatest fan. Right? It's like, oh, that sounds so arrogant or whatever. Well, guess what? Right? In life, everyone will let you down one way or the other. So that's why I bet on myself. I don't gamble because I like, you don't know what's going to be happening in I don't like to put my fate in the hands of other people, right? So I bet on myself. I am my own hero. Whether I fail or I achieve, whatever the case may be, I'm not looking to another source to be to control my feelings, right? I can't have other sources controlling my feelings. I have to be in control of how I feel, of my thoughts, and everything like that, right? And that's why I'll probably do a longer talk about this on a kind of conversations. But who are your heroes? Who are you letting be the heroes of your kids? Because heroes have influence, and I don't like to have all that influence from another entity, right? I can learn from many, many different sources, right? But I don't know you for you to be my hero. And even the people that you do know, right? You don't know everything about them, right? And that's why you have to compartmentalize what you're getting from people, and then you take it, right? Whatever you're learning, right? You take that information, but you don't necessarily have to like be all in on someone that you don't really know. So that's why me, right? I have to be my own hero. I have to be my own greatest advocate, right? Because the way that I work, the way that I think and everything like that, it's always to be pushing forward, right? And I'm not trying to be anybody else's hero, because see, the way that I work, it's not to be your hero or anyone else's out there, right? It's for you to adopt that mindset so you can be your own hero as well, right? I want you to be your own hero, so that when you look in the mirror, you be like, yeah, you did it. You put in that work, right? And that's one of the reasons that I really appreciate David Goggins and the things that he talks about, because no one's coming to save you. Like I'll see on LinkedIn all the time, like, oh, it just need a chance, it just need a chance, it just need a chance. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to put in the work yourself. You have to do the work yourself. And once you start seeing those wins after wins after wins, like I told you, I was like, I wanted to go to sleep, right? But then I kept on like, oh, one more thing. Oh, this isn't working here. This is working here, right? And I had to finish it. And then by that time it was late, and I was like, well, I'm done though, right? And now I can show the app on my phone. And say, oh, look, this is the app. I'm just waiting for approval from Google, right? Waiting for approval from Apple, so I can put it into beta testing. So, and that's why the way that I work, I don't look at other people for being my savior or being my hero or anything like that, right? And honestly, that's what I'm going to be teaching my kid. Like, I want you to be your own hero. I'll tell you this, right? One of the guys at jiu-jitsu, like, he has a kid. And that kid, I think he's like 8 years old, super amazing at jiu-jitsu. And when I see that kid, I'm like, yeah, you're your own hero. Like, the way that like at 8 years old, the way you're analyzing these matches and like, so like, oh, hey, do this and do that and stuff like that. And I'm like, you're your own hero. Of course, you learn from everyone. Like, you take whatever you can to learn and to share information. And knowledge is wealth, right? However, you have to be your own hero. And when I see that kid, I am super, super impressed by him. Right? Because his focus, his dedication, his desire, it's so locked in that like I don't want him to have like to like I want him to be his own hero and see that he is a superstar, that he is a superhero. Right? So that was so that was that, right? So, ask yourself who are your heroes and make yourself your own hero, okay? All right. So we are going to get moving on into the show. We're going to get to work. It's time to get to work. It's time to get to work. All right. So before we do that, if you have not done so yet, do me a favor. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live. Every time we go live. And whenever we drop new content, whether it is a pre-record, whether it is a clip from the Q&A show, whether it is a short, whatever the case may be, hit the notification bell so you can stay informed and that you can join. What can you join? The winning team, where I teach you how to be your own hero. And then you don't have to depend on anybody else. Become your own hero and you don't have to ever depend on anybody else. All right? Shout out to that. All right. We are going to start getting to work. Let me go ahead and put the timer up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, right? We are going to, we're going to be working towards Terraform and to do the application load balancer, all right? That's the plan, that's the goal. And oh my God, this stuff moved to the other side of the screen. Okay. So, and on that way, like we're going to see, okay, what do we need to do and do some research, get it to work, 20 minutes work, 5-minute break. And in the break, either address the chat, maybe search for some jobs. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, we can search for some jobs. Let's look for some mobile app developer jobs. Let's look for some. Yeah, we'll do with that, right? Since we're talking about Flutter, we're talking about Terraform. Maybe we'll look for Terraform on one break. We'll look for mobile development on another break. Who knows, right? But like it says, no days off. All right, let's get to it. Let's do our first 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, so application load balancer. So we looked at this screen before. Let me see if I can move this somewhere to be a little bit more. Let's go with this. All right, let's go to this one. And why is that so small? What in the world? Hold on one second. Oh, I know what happened. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Studios. That happened from when the keyboard reset everything. Let me see if I can fix this somehow. Let me see. Which one is it showing? Screen. All right, cool. Got it. So we got that one. And let me get the other one fixed. All right, cool. Now we're good to go. Okay. So let's exit studio mode and we will go. There we go. Cool. So this is the code for the application load balancer, right? So we're going to create a resource for application for AWS load balancer, We're going to give it a name. We'll call it like PPQ Elastic Beanstalk load balancer. Give it a name. And load balancer type application, which is what we want. So the security group, we are going to have to get that from the security group that we created, as well as the subnets, I believe. Enable deletion protection. I guess we can put that to true for now. And then tag environment. Okay, so this is the one that we need. We don't need the network load balancer, right? Now, once we do that, the only thing that we're going to have to figure out after that is how to plug that into the Elastic Beanstalk, right? But let's get started, right? So we're gonna have this up here, and we're gonna follow this guide, and then we're going to figure it out. Okay, so let's move over. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna delete all this stuff over here. Everything that's commented out, I'm gonna delete it, and then we're gonna start all over again. And I'm gonna delete this stuff. Well, I'll leave that for now, and we'll revisit that, okay? But let's go to, I want to add some comments down here. Creating application load balancer. And once we're done with this, right, I do want to go back and I want to refactor all of this code. Can I zoom in? Okay, cool. So we're zoomed in. I want to. So we're going to start off with AWS or resource. AWS LB for application load balancer. Oops. And then we're going to do PPQ load balancer. And let's say PPQ app load balancer. And we're going to say name PPQ. Let's call it the same thing. For Elastic Beanstalk. Let's do it like that, right? And we're going to say internal false. So follow what they said here. And we're going to say load balancer type, and that's going to be application. So we should get an application load balancer created. Now, security groups. Yes, security. So that's the thing I'm not 100% sure of, because didn't we create some security groups? I don't remember. Or which one is it using? Let's see what we had up here. This code pipeline. So let's just do a comment here. Okay, so we have that note here. And let's see. Route 53. Let's put the notes here. I'm just commenting right now what each section is doing. And I'm going to put right. And now let's see if we can find this. There's a load balancer stuff, but although I don't think that's accurate. So I don't see security groups here. So the question is now, do I have to create a security group? Let me see. Let's think about this. I suppose we will have to. Let's go. Let me log into AWS and see what we have going on over there. Let me check the configuration of the existing application load balancer and see what we can do. Authenticator app. And we're going with all right, we're in. And let's go to load balancers. And that's what we have under load balancers, right? We have one active application load balancer with 6 availability zones, a DNS name. So let's click on this one. So virtual private network VPC is this. So I guess we could create a new one. All right, and then the listeners and the rules. So okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to create a load balancer, create a VPC for it, create availability zones, and then listener rules. Right, so that's pretty much what we need to do here. So we have the load balancer created. So let's go ahead and do resource. So let me write it out, right? We need to do create security group. Is the security group the same as the VPC? I think we created this the other day, actually, right? Where we had the yeah, we created this. We created something like this recently. So it was VPC and then the subnext and the route table network connection. Let's see if we can find that similar code. And at the load balancer. So let me do a search. Let's do that. Let's add a VPC to or let's add a security group to a load balancer. All right, so we have to create a security group, create a VPC, like something we did before, right? So let's see how we can navigate that, right? So we're gonna say create security group. Create VPC. Subnet. Create subnets. And then we have to create route table. I think we might have to work our way backwards then. All right, so let's pull up Terraform. Start our VPC. So this is AWS security group load balancer ID. And there's subnets. All right, let's try this out. All right, VPC. So let me look in the documentation for virtual private cloud VPC. And then we have in there resources, network ACO. All right, so let's start off with the VPC, right? So let's say resource. We did this a while ago, so we'll see how that goes. AWS VPC. And then we're gonna call this PPQ VPC. And we can go with the CIDR block of 10.1. And let's create the security group. Oh, wait a second. No, that's not in here. It's my bad. So now we need a new resource. We're going to call this AWS default security group. And we're going to say VPC ID. Protocol. We have 1. Self. True. From port 0. To port 0. All right. So we got that part. We're going to look in. So right now I'm just putting in the code in here, but we're going to look in more into the egress and the, because I know we did this before, but I don't remember it 100%.
I appreciate you.
Niels Place. Welcome to the channel. Shout out to you, Niels Place. I truly appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. All right, so we are working through Terraform. All right, so to port and then protocol. Why is this protocol in like quotes and the other one wasn't? All right, CIDR block 0.0.0.0/0. Okay. So we have that. So example config to deny all egress traffic, allowing ingress. The following denies all egress traffic by omitting any egress rules while including the default ingress. Okay, removing AWS default security group from your configuration. Removing this resource from your configuration. Remove it from your state file and management, but will not destroy the security group, ingress or egress. All right. Okay. I don't want to use the default security group though.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So we got the VPC. We have the that was security group. I don't know if I want it to be my default though. Should have another name. Let's just do AWS security group. Now let's not do a default. All right. Okay, so that's gonna be VPC, PVC. Cool. So I think we're gonna need this at some point. Allow 443, right? We're gonna need. I'm gonna copy this block right here. And this is gonna be AWS TTS. I'll take this off for now, right? We'll start it up and see what happens. So let's create that. Right. Let's say that's good enough for now, right? And when we come back, we will when we come back, we'll just start this up and see. Actually, I want to see. The only part left is now, like, if we create this and we get our get the certificate or the load balancer is application, how do we connect that to the? We just need to connect that to the Beanstalk. Not this one. It's not that one. Beanstalk environment. Mm. All right, we'll figure that out. We shall figure that out on the next cycle. So here we are. Here we are. I am going to step away for one quick second. And I will be right back. All right, we are back. Let's throw up 5 minutes on the on the clock for a little break. All right, let's see what's going on out here. So, let's look for some Terraform jobs real quick. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs going against the San Francisco 49ers. I haven't watched any football, barely any basketball this season because I'm so busy with my own stuff that I can't even think about what other athletes are doing. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. Let's look for a Terraform. And let's go to see what we got over here, right? So infrastructure as code, IAC, automation architect for Healthcare Service Corporation, Richardson, Texas. 24 applicants. So I heard though that this number on LinkedIn isn't really accurate. It just means how many people clicked on this apply button or easy apply or whatever the case may be. But usually it's a lot less people who are who apply for these positions and who are actually, and then even less that are qualified, right? So I was someone in the industry said, like, don't let that discourage you from applying. So let's see what this job description or this job the required job qualifications, right? Bachelor's degree in 6 years in information technology or technical certification, and or college courses in 7 years of information technology. All right. Experience with as a service technologies, experience with cloud orchestration and management. Yeah, this position right here, it's going to be pretty tough to fill because not many people have these. All right, preferred job qualifications, cloud platform certifications, specifically Microsoft Azure, ability to prioritize and make trade-off decisions, ability to drive cross-functional team execution, ability to introduce, manage, change, teamwork and collaboration, all that good stuff, right? Um, it it seems like that position might be a little bit tougher for them to fill. All right, so let's see this Azure DevOps engineer in Coppell, Texas. Bachelor's degree in computer science. At least 5 years of work experience, if no degree. Okay, so if no degree, 5 years of no work experience. Um, so I wonder, right? In college, are they exploring with these type of technologies? Like I said, you go to school for computer science or information systems or whatever, right? Are you being introduced to? So I know they introduce you to SQL, Python, maybe Java, C++ and stuff. But are you being introduced to like NoSQL, to Hadoop, to Elasticsearch, Cassandra, Mongo? Are you being introduced to the cloud technologies, how to build on them and stuff like that? Um, I don't know. Like I wish I'm gonna reach out to because like when I the people who are just graduating, who are transitioning into like maybe they go like they did a like computer science or they did a boot camp. It's like I never hear that unless you do like a specific course or boot camp on cloud. I don't know. It's like I don't hear them coming out of college with these like with CI/CD pipelines and stuff like that. So I'm just not sure. I'm really curious to see like what's going on in the computer science major realm, knowledge of scripting and programming languages such as Java, JavaScript, Perl, Ruby. All right, so that's not bad. OpenAI. Oh my God, look at that. OpenAI is hiring in San Francisco, right? 350K to 500K per year. The applied AI team safely brings art. So, okay, so it says in this role, hire and manage a diverse, high performing engineering team focused on the productivity, happiness, and so this is like a management position. It's called engineering acceleration. You might thrive in this role if you have 5 years of experience engineering leadership and 3 years as an IC building tooling for developers. Individual contributor is IC. Are deeply passionate about
Get a move
enabling
on. Back to
success.
work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
About the success of other engineers and believe the ultimate leverage this provides. Have experience-driven empathy for the tools, frustrations, and processes that slow engineering teams down and lead to toil and burnout. Let me see. This sounds like more of a manager position. As a technical context, at the heart of our infrastructure is a large-scale deployment of GPU nodes running in dozens of Kubernetes clusters across regions. Some core technologies that we build with include Terraform, Postgres, Cosmos, DB, Kafka, Python, and Fast API. All right, cool. Okay, let's get back to work. They're on another 20 minutes.
Let's go!
All right, so what we're gonna do, we are going to, I think we're gonna start it up and see what happens, right? We have our VPC created, but the thing is, in creating the VPC, we have to create the subnets. I'm remembering from back then, like when we did this, right? We need to create the VPC, and then we create the subnets, and then we add that to them. I should pull it up to see what we had did back then. Let's see. We have our VPC. Let's take a look at the VPC. Inside the VPC, we have subnets. Let me pull it up. Let me see what we have, what we did that time. Python. Let me open PyCharm. I think we did it with Python, that part. I think it's going to be the last segment of the show because I need a little bit of rest. So let's finish just 20 minutes up and let's see how far we can get. And whatever we don't get done today, we're going to pick it up tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next Sunday, where we can be a little bit more well rested. All right, let me see. And hopefully by that time next Sunday, we will be in the App Store, at least in testing mode, you know. Let's see. Open recent Udemy Terraform. Okay, so let's pull that onto the screen. Okay, so this is what we did. What is this? All right, that's that. We wanted, let me see, before I go, let's see, we had security group. Okay. All right, so we had our AWS security group. All right, so we want to be able to connect via 80, and we want to connect via port 443 HTTPS, right? But VPC, I'm trying to think, right? Let me look at this code real quick. So looking over here, we have the security group, and then we have the subnets. I don't see the VPC though. So for subnet in AWS subnet.public to subnet ID. So where did we configure the subnets over here? All right. So looking at here, we had AWS subnet for Terraform, and then we are going to US default routing table. So in order to create the subnet, we have to create the VPC, and then so we're gonna have to do this whole thing, right? So let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna move this to the other screen so I can be able to see what I'm doing, and then we're gonna have to create. So we have the security group, and we'll move to different files, of course, but we have the security group, and in that security group, we are going to want to do the ingress and the so we have that. That's security group. Okay, so we want ingress. Port 80 or protocol. What is it? Protocol HTTP 80. And then we have egress from port. What is the port for HTTPS? Let me look it up in the console. Let's see. Okay. Let's go to security groups. And the one that we're looking for is load balancer. Four 443. That's the port. So we're gonna say protocol. HTTPS. Lower, I don't know. All right. So we have our this isn't right. We want two egresses. All right, cool. So there goes our ingress. And then we say HTTPS. And port. All right, there we go. We have our security group configured. Now we got to do the VPC. So we got our VPC. Why is the okay? So the security group. So we have our VPC. Inside the VPC, let's give it a tag. Name equals PPQ Terraform. Right, let's call it that. And then we can say I think that's it, right? So that's it for the VPC. Now we got to do the subnets, which is going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, not really. Just don't remember it too well. I don't remember it at all, to be honest with you, because we only did it once. Now we have a need for it, so now we're gonna actually learn it. Create. All right, so let's do the subnet. We're gonna say resource AWS subnet, and let's say we go with PPQ. All right, we have that, and now we're gonna do availability zone, and that's gonna be var dot AWS region. And we're gonna throw an A at the end of it over there. And you can probably, if you wanted to create a bunch of subnets, I would suppose you could loop through it. Let me see how they did it on their end. For subnet, AWS subnet dot public. Let's see if we look over here. All right, let's see here. We have our subnet. So our AWS subnet. So I'm looking at over here. CIDR block, main, secondary subnet. Anything required on that? I think everything else is optional. So if we look at the subnet, wait, is availability zone optional? I don't have to. If I can just, everything is optional. I'm just gonna leave the VPC and see what happens. We have the subnet. Now, because we might end up we might have to do what we did last time, but let's try to leave it with not that many stuff, right? And see what we get. So Mm, So VPC, okay. So let's go back to the ES to the AWS. Mm, where are the results? All right, so we're looking over here. So is the subnets required for this? Subnets, let's see. Subnets are optional. So in that case, if subnets are optional, let's just leave it with application load balancer, load type application. We're not gonna put, I think security group is required, right? If it's not, I'm not even gonna put security group, see what we get. It's also optional. So the only thing that is required on this one is please note that for either subnet or sub, please note that internal LBs can only use IPv4 addresses. Okay. I said it was optional. Let's see, is that really optional or not? Let me see. Because I saw it said optional. Please note that internal LBs can only use, all right? Please note that either one subnets or subnet mapping is required. Oh, so you use either way. So a list of subnet IDs to attach to the load balancer for load balancer type network subnet can only be added. Deleting a subnet from load balancer. Okay. Mm, I don't see it. Okay, so let's do this then. Let me see. Let's just try it out and see what we get. However, there is one thing that I still don't see yet is how do we connect it? The listener as well. And listener certificate. Let's see if we can get this there. So let me create the listener. Do, 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 do. And we're going to say for the load balancer ARN, we're going to say AWS LB dot ARN. And we're going to say port. Okay. And then SSL policy is going to be ELB security policy 2016. Similar to what we
Lunch
did the other
break.
day.
Lunch break.
And we're going to say certificate ARN is going to be AWS. Okay, cert. Cert. ARN. All right, got that. And so I'm just doing what I'm seeing over here on this one. And then let's see, default action. Let's see, AWS LB. Oh, target group. What is target group? Let me see on over here if we had a target group on the load balancer. We go here and we go to load balancer, network mapping. Let me see. This is under the listener. Where do we see the listeners? Go to Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk. All right, so let's look at what we have running. And if we go to configuration, and we have here application. All right, so we have this stuff for listener. Okay, so what is this? Target group. Is this even required? Let me take this one out. I don't know if this is required, but we'll find out. We shall find out. Okay, so let's see where we're at now. We have this. Got that. Default action. Okay, so let's try to start it up, right? Let's try to. Oh, actually, no. There's still one thing left. It's like. Let me see. Let's see here. Deploy. AWS connection. Code pipeline. All right. Route 53. So now the question is, how do we connect the load balancer stuff to the Elastic Beanstalk? All right. So it's gonna be the last thing today before we wrap it up. See Terraform connect ALB to Elastic Beanstalk. Attaching a load balancer listener to. Right, so I wonder if these are internal load balancers or not. Okay, so they're not internal. It doesn't look like it. Let's see. Create- Mm, see what this is real quick. Well, you got to be careful clicking on links. They don't have one for that. All right, let's see what we have here. So we go all the way here. Terraform. Elastic Beanstalk. All right, so we're familiar with this code. So this is the part I am curious about. Which they didn't put anything in for their load balancers. Let's go to mm, that's like the only part of the documentation that I find a little bit missing, or maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Patching load balancer. Elastic Beanstalk. Namespace. AWS auto scaling. AWS LB listener. But load balancer ARN. So this is the one that's asking for help. Okay. AWS LB is part of. You said you're current. I don't think you can update. Okay, so this is what we read last week. Mm, Mm. Let's see. Just gotta find. How can I add a load balancer to Elastic Beanstalk? Let's see what this says over here. Just signed up for Hashnode the other day. All right, so Elastic Beanstalk, resource, object. Let's see. There's no information at all. All right, let's see what we can do here. So before we wrap it up, so load balancer. That's the thing. I have all this set up with the load balancer, but I don't see how to. I wonder if we can do. Let me see something. Let's be a little bit trickery. So Terraform import project. Importing existing infrastructure into Terraform. Let's take a look at that one. Then we'll wrap it up. So create TF main. Write a config for resource to be imported. In the moment, we'll take a look at how to adjust our config to reflect the guys for now append. Let's see if I can find the no, it's not the instance ID I need, but oh, I think it's gonna be over here. Do we have an ID on this? I think it's this. We do application. To environment. Okay, let's copy that. And now let's try to go into do Terraform import. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create a new file. I'm just gonna call that import elastic. All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna say we're gonna look at this one. and we'll call this resource. AWS Elastic Beanstalk application, and we're going to call this ppq app import. And we'll put unknown here. And we should be able to, so now let's try to do an import, right? And that's going to be very helpful as well, so Terraform import. Do I have to do anything with this before? I don't think. All right, so let's say we do. Just copy that because it's long. Do that. Dot. And then the ID of the. Ooh, do I want to do the ID? Let me see if I can do that. If that doesn't work, I'll just change it to the environment one. We should have an application ID. I don't know. It just takes me to the. Let's change this to environment. So unknown. And if we take this instead. All right, and then let's choose the. Let's see if this works. If not, then I'll have to figure it out next week because it is enough. All right, so let's see what happens. This is how you do it. So. Well, let's go for anything. Ooh, that didn't work out. Let's see. The import command expects 2 arguments. Use Terraform, global option Terraform, option, address ID. What did I do wrong? Import existing. We had Terraform import. There was no space. It's my fault. All right, let's see what happens. Argument definitions must be separated by new line, not comma. What comma? What are you talking about? PPQ security group. I must have did something in here. Line 245. Put a comma here. So I used to too many coding languages to be honest with you. All right, let's see. See what happens. 252. I keep doing that. All right, I got you. Let me just check all of them. It should be good. All right, it's taking a little bit longer. Okay, import prepared. It's doing its thing. Oh, something failed. Invalid for each argument. Something happened. See if anything populated on this. No. Invalid for each argument. Route 53. Let me see. So we started getting something, and then this crapped out on us. But that's in this one though. I just wanted to import prepared AWS. So let me see if I can run a specific Terraform file. Let me see. Where are the provider. Let me see. All right, let's try this. I'm going to and let's move this into factor CD. Now let's try that again because we're not in the same folder as we were before. Inconsistent log file. Sure. All right, so now that we have that, let's try this command again. See what we get. Because if I can just inspect how they did the application load balancer, then it'll be so much easier to do it. All right, cannot import non-existent remote object. While attempting to import an existing object to AWS that has to be in stock, the provider detected that no object exists with the given ID. Only pre-existing objects can be imported. Check the ID is correct. And okay. So let's see if we can quickly get the let's see here. You have the environment ID right there. That's exactly what let me see. What it says, environment ID. AWS Elastic Beanstalk, PPQ import. It said only pre-existing. So prepared AWS for import, refreshing state. Why is that? Cannot. Right there. Let's Google that real quick. Cannot import non-existing object. Remote state. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Don't see it. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. I have a good idea of what to look for, but I'm gonna get me some rest, and then I'll come back later and look into this a little bit more. It seems promising, but it's like saying the ID isn't found. It's so weird. It's so weird. Check that the ID is correct and that it is associated with the provider's configured region or endpoint. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me see real quick. You know what? Let me see something. So let's do this real quick. I am going to put this inside of here. And I'm going to copy these variables inside of that folder as well. And now we try to run that again. That's what we get. Look at that. Import successful. The resources that were imported are shown above. Don't know where it went, but we did get a successful import. The Terraform state. What? You have to look at the state file. Let's see. Let's see if we look up some. Boom, right there is what we're looking for. Name, load balancer type, and this is unside. Load balancer is shared, false. Namespace, environment. What is this a child of though? That's what I want to know. Let me see. All I know is we have a way, like this is gonna be helpful. Just trying to see what it was under. Okay, so anyways, we have it imported now. We can continue to review that afterwards. But we're in a good spot. We are in a good spot. I think we just have a little bit more to do to figure out the load balancing part of it. But I do see where they said it was application. And what we can do is next week we'll just compare what we imported to what we have now, and then we will make the necessary adjustments, and then we'll start it up again, see what happens, and we'll go from there, right? So I'm gonna wrap it up right now. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in, who followed along. Sorry for being so tired. Getting that app into the store took a lot out of me, right? But we're here. We do not miss. We are going to continue to win. So thank you for tuning in. If you have not done so already, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. And if you need one-on-one help with whether coaching or tutoring or mentoring in your technical journey, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can do that by going to www.techcoachralph.dev, and we can connect that way, all right? But until next time, before we go, I have one last question for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
And remember, today's price is not always going to be tomorrow's price, all right?
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bowed before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. The spirit of our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the present pain the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter. for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.